Hello student, this is the next lecture of Management Information System, and in the previous lecture we discussed about the system analyst and the task of system analyst and what are the various attributes required for a system analyst. Now in this lecture we will be discussing about DFDs, which stands for data flow diagrams. So data flow diagram represents the logical flow of data within the system. It looks like how data flows through a system. Suppose if you are logging to your Gmail ID, then you are entering your email ID and then you are entering the password, username you are entering, then you are entering the password, then you will automatically be directed to your Gmail account. So how this system will work? So this will be represented by the data flow diagrams. The data flow diagram will be prepared before developing the system. When you are planning to develop a system, जब भी आप सोच रहे हो कि you will develop a system, so how data will flow, कैसे कैसे काम करेगा, जो आपका डेटा कैसे मूव करेगा. If you are entering this data, then you will move to this module. कैसे डेटा एक मॉड्यूल से दूसरे मॉड्यूल, दूसरे से तीसरे मॉड्यूल, डेटा कैसे फ्लो करेगा, दैट विल बी रिप्रेजेंटेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ डेटा फ्लो डायग्राम. डेटा कहाँ से आएगा, कहाँ को जाएगा, फ्रॉम विच मॉड्यूल डेटा विल कम एंड which module will go. So it all depends on your the flow of diagrams. It will not give any information about the processing timing. It will just show that how the data will move from one module to another module. When you will enter the details or you will do some kind of action, then what type of things are going to happen. So this will be shown with the help of diagrams, that is called the data flow diagram. Now we must understand the difference between DFD and flowchart. You must have studied the flowchart for average of two numbers or greater than two number. That will you have studied in your first semester, that is or computer fundamental. Now we need to understand what is the difference between DFD and flowchart. When we are talking about DFD, we are talking about flow of data, how data will move from one module to another. Whereas if we are talking about flowchart, then we are talking about the flow of control. That means that it describes the boxes that describe computations. You have to do the average. When you are talking about, you have to find out the average of two numbers. Numbers A is 2 and B is 3. You have to find out the average. Then you will show the computations like average and all, and the decisions, and then finally you will tell, okay, this is the average of 2 and 3 will be 2.5. So that will be your output. So this thing we are telling. Then now we will be understanding the types of data flow diagram. Now it could be either logical or physical. So when we are talking about logical data flow diagram, it focuses on businesses and it about how it operations, and how the events are going to take place, what are the data requirement, what will be the output of each event. That will be shown in logical data flow diagram. Means it will focuses on its operation, the requirement of data, and what will be the output. Whereas when we are talking about the physical DFDs, it focuses on implementation and how that particular DFD will be implemented. Now, when we are talking about the diagrams, so there must be certain symbols which represents that flow of data from one module to another. So there are certain set of diagrams or symbols which are showing the processes or source or destination, start, the arrow and all. So we will be seeing that rounded rectangle. It will be rectangle only, but from the edges are not sharp. It will be slightly rounded. So these type of rectangle will show the processes that perform flow of data or work to be done, means what type of work will be done here. So this rounded rectangle is showing the process. We are talking about process. When we see a rounded rectangle in a data flow diagram, that means it shows the process. Whereas when we are talking about simple rectangle, means that having sharp edges, it will either show your destination or source, means either from the beginning of the flow of data and the end where actually the data is going to end. Then open-ended boxes means two parallel lines. It will be like that, which means the data stores or database. Every system now have a set of data that is stored in the database. When we are talking about school management system, and the database of students, faculties, and the non-teaching staff that are working here, so data will be there. When we are talking about hospital management system, the data will be there for patients, customers, or the doctors and the nursing staff, non-teaching, non-doctoral staff, those who are cleaning staff and supporting staff. So there will be a database for every system when we talk about this system. So arrow shows the flow of data, means in which direction the flow is going on. Now, if we talk about the levels of DFDs, there are level 0, 1, 2. As you go into deeper, so the level goes increases. Now we are talking about level 0 DFD for ATM, or you can say context level DFD. Level 0 or context level DFD, both are same. Here, not much detail has been given, only the interaction input and output have been given. See, if we see the first one here, just wait a minute. When we are talking about, see, this is your, I told that rectangle will be your source or destination. So here it is the source. So the source is, it is going to the ATM part. Here the control system is good. The arrow is on both sides, means either of them can be the source or the destination. Card reader in both the directions. Account database, it is shown in the here. So here not much detail have been given, only the interaction inputs and output have been given कि कहाँ से क्या हो रहा है, ये दिया है कि डेटा कहाँ से कहाँ फ्लो हो रहा है. ये नहीं दिया गया कि अगर ये होगा तो इसमें क्या करना है या क्या, पूरी explanation नहीं होती. That will be as you move on to the higher levels. Now we will see level 1, then we will be able to differentiate कि दोनों में क्या difference है. ठीक है. लेवल 0 में हमारे को सिर्फ सुपरफिशियल इंफॉर्मेशन है, बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल नहीं दी, इन डेप्थ डिटेल इज नॉट देयर. व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट लेवल 1 डीएफडी, यहाँ देखते हैं लेवल 1. नाउ सी हियर लॉट्स ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन हैव बीन गिवन. सी कार्ड रीडर, नाउ अकाउंट नंबर एंड पिन हैव टू बी एंटर्ड. नाउ वेरीफाई, जब ये वेरीफाई हो गया अकाउंट नंबर एंड देन पिन नंबर, देन it goes to display customer options. If it is correct, then it will move to the next step. अगर हम बात करते हैं ऊपर, like invalid, अगर हम ऊपर बात करते हैं invalid return cards, if the PIN number or account number is your invalid, both the details or either of them either of the like PIN number or account number is invalid, so card reader means card reader will be there, means the back skin, you will come back to the previous step. If your PIN and account number both are accurate and it matches with your details, then it will move further. Like display customer option, it could be like you want, whether you want to know balance, or you want to change your ATM pin, or you want to withdraw the amount of money. So here you have to select the process. Then it comes like balance inquiry. If you want to just simply know what is your balance, so that will be, it will print your print out to display. So then print out dispenser. Then we talk about if you select a different service, like you request for the withdrawal or you chose the cash withdrawal option, then whether it will check for your account whether you have sufficient amount. Suppose you enter 20,000 but your account don't have that much amount of money, so it will be declined. So it will check for the account database. So here what will happen, if your amount is accurate, suppose you entered 5,000 and the balance in your account is 20,000. So that is matching with the criteria. So update database and cash details. Then automatic, it will ask for the PIN, that four numbers PIN that will ask, and then it will be dispenses to the cash dispensation part. So this is all about like how ATM system is working. So you must have now clear about what is DFT and what is flow of diagram. In DFD, we are not doing any type of computations, or we are not doing the subtraction and additions, or computations are not done. Just we will tell how the data will flow from one module to another or one step to another. Whereas in flow diagram, we will be describing the computations and the outputs and the decisions and all those things. So this is all about DFD. Thank you.